All right, give me a little bit because this is gonna be over real quick. Now, a lot of you guys are busy, won't be able to show up because of the time frame I'm hitting you guys at. But I'd really like to share this with you so you can come back and check it out later at your own convenience. And I've probably described this enough that many of you guys have already figured it out. But we're going to share this one little tip, and I think it'll make all the difference for some of you. All right, so this is how I store my pollen here. You got the little tubes, and I'll put it in here, let it dry out for a few hours. If I notice it's clumpy when I pull it out of the freezer, that generally means that I didn't put it in or I didn't dry it out enough. So basically the technique that I use to break up those clumps, I just tap it just like that. It works for a lot of things. Just tap, tap, tap. That breaks up those clumps and you get a nice powder. All right, so now once we have that nice powder, we're going to flip it upside down, tap it again. We're not going to get all of that out. And I got to make sure I'm in here, but we'll just keep tap, tap, tapping. And that's going to knock down about 80–90% of that pollen down here in the bottom here. Then once I've done that, we're going to open it up. And I will show you, if I can, that is our pollen in the bottom of it. So you saw how I flipped it over, and I put all the pollen right there in the bottom just by tapping. So I'll show that to you again just because I'm not the best at doing these things on live. And it's like over here, I break up the clumps. If there's any clumps, just a few taps. Once those clumps are broken up, I'll flip it over and I hit it again. And all of that does is it brings that pollen back down here to where it's in this little bottom part of the well where I can actually use that to pollinate my plant. So what I'll do is I'll pop that open. Excuse me. So I've got it nice and open. And see if I can figure out how to do this. I've already labeled this and everything. So what I will do is I come over here, I have my plant, and then I just take my well, and I just bring it right up there, and I just tap it, tap it, tap it right in that well, and that puts the pollen right up there. So easy enough. I'm almost sorry that it's so simple to show you guys, but there's really nothing to it. And again, this pollen should not have those clumps ideally. What we do is we'll leave the top off, we let it dry out, and it won't have those clumps. Stuff happens. If you get the clumps, again, all you're doing is you tap it a few times, you break it up, then it turns into that dust, and you'll see the dusting. You get ready to use it, flip it back over, and you get all your pollen back in there. And I'll see if I can show you one more again. The pollen will be right down here in the bottom. See if I can not dump it all out, but you can see it right down there in the edge of the cup. And that's easy. That's the easiest method I know. And of course you want to label these things. I know what this one is. It's a good pollen. And if you can tell, that was a frutescens flower that I had there. So, and I'm probably going to butcher the name, but it's Kabai Barung Ungu or something like that. Basically got, here I'll pull up the flower here because I've got one flower I didn't emasculate. So it's a beautiful flower. But that's it right there. I hope you can see how beautiful it is in the bit, but I'll show you a close-up later. Simple business, easy as pie. But if you're storing your pollen, you got a really good one. It's also, you can take these things and you can ship them to other people if you have something that's really valuable. And I've done that from Belgium to the United States successfully. And, you know, it's always experiments. Anytime you get a new pollen, see if you can try that. So anyways, I'm going to be done with you because I don't want to keep you guys on here for long, but I thought I would share that one technique with you. I was going to do it via pictures, but pictures are so short and quick, and people, I mean, it's a simple thumping action, but, you know, you guys got the drift. Take care, and thanks for coming.